All right, let's continue our Aftermath series with the San Francisco 49ers, who lost, obviously, to the Seahawks. Pretty tough loss for them to finish the season, although it's been an incredible season for them to overcome everything they've overcome and put themselves in the divisional round. But let's kind of dive in. And I've always said that I feel like this offense can be a really hard offense for a quarterback at times because I don't fully always understand how everything is connected. And I think a lot of times it's connected based off of their run game and trying to get linebackers and people to move and then create an opening somewhere, even though maybe the underneath and the over the top aren't always connected here. Okay, so we got a little play action here. Okay, play action, and Brock is looking, he's looking up here. And I can't really figure out what route we're running right here. Like, I'm all for this if this is a deep in here. And so we can go high-low right here with this linebacker. He goes high, we throw it low. We got a chip to the flat here so we can pull this guy, so we can kind of triangle those three guys there with an in. Okay, so I'm fully on board with that if we're doing it. But I just want you to watch the route of Juwan Jennings up top. Like, is that an in route? Like, I'm not really sure what that is. And the reason I say that is because Brock is looking over there like he wants to throw that, but I don't, like, he'd never throw a post into this. Definitely throw an in, and that's a big part of what they do offensively, but I just can't figure out what that is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it supposed to be an in route there? Again, there's opportunity for it, but I just feel like the route is just really deep or undefined here, and it puts Brock in a bind. Like, he's set right here as if he wants to throw that, and Juwan's continuing to run. And then, again, it takes a big hit and trying to come back to this route down here on the bottom. Ball gets tipped. But this is sometimes what I see with the 49ers. And obviously they have a lot of success, and Brock really fits this system and understands the system. I would have to sit in and just kind of have somebody walk me through it. Like this particular route right here. So we got Christian McCaffrey motioning out of the backfield. Okay, so we're gonna run like a hook here, and then this route, some sort of a clear out, and then Christian McCaffrey from the backfield is going to run an in route here. And so you come back and, like, I don't know. I'm really not sure what the spacing or timing or what we're trying to do here. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm just looking at it from Brock's perspective. Brock's looking over here to the left, and I'm not really sure what he's supposed to be reading here. Now, I think Seattle kind of messes this up, or because this guy here ends up playing man, so he's chasing Ricky Pearsall. So he ends up kind of getting into the mix here when I don't think he necessarily should be. So are we trying to run what I call a wrap concept with a hook and then an in? Okay, maybe. It's a good concept. I like the concept. But, again, the spacing when you're running the hook and you're going inside, and then you're running the in with a running back who's already 5 yards deep anyways, and then he's got to wrap around here, just makes this really hard. So, again, you're playing against a really good defense, and this is the kind of spacing that you have over here. I don't know where the throw could possibly go. Even if we took this guy here and we moved him back outside, are we trying to hit Christian over the top, like an up and over throw? But again, you see the spacing and how tough it is right there. Now, maybe if we do this and we clear this guy out here and then we widen Pearsall a little bit and then run this in up over the top where we've got to possibly pull this inside linebacker there, and then we can wrap into the hole. But again, just really tough spacing here to know what we're trying to do, and then really, more importantly, I'm always looking at it from the quarterback's perspective. What's he supposed to do here? He's looking to the left. There's nothing there by the spacing and timing part of this, and he doesn't have time to hold it. And so once again, he's out on the run, makes a nice little play late in space over there. But I'm just trying to figure out all the details and what we're trying to get here. Okay, really well done right here. So we're going to have a little hot situation. They're going to bring 2. Really like this here. He's going to end up hitting Christian McCaffrey hot. The other thing I love is the tight end comes off and you're going to see him peak. Okay, so he's going to peak right there. Now, I'd love to hit that vertical hot. Is going to be better than the hot to Christian McCaffrey because we're rolling to a cover 2 right here. So I love to hit the void right now and let him keep running, has a chance to split these 2 as opposed to hitting this guy a little bit later and the corner able to come off on him. But I like the fact that we got a plan. We're getting something positive. Okay, we know what we want to do with it. There's a vertical. I like it. If we can see it and just pop it on him right now. But nonetheless, second best thing is we'll hit Christian, pick up a nice 6-7 yards. All right, so again, just playing some man-to-man coverage here, running a double cross type look. And here's, again, where it can get kind of tough, is good coverage on the back end, good man-to-man coverage, not great separation, right? One of the things with the 49ers is, losing Brandon Ayuk and losing Debo, and Jennings is a really good receiver. Pearsall's just kind of getting there, but not necessarily great separation guys. So against man coverage, really tough here. Nobody really open. Quick pressure once again. So we find ourselves on the run, but wanted to put this on here because it's just a great play by Brock. Now I would love to have these guys check and go to the flat instead of crossing this way. Why would you like to do that? Because then we have a chance to read this against zone, okay? And more importantly, up at the top, I like it, okay? We clear the guy out, and if we have a zone coverage, we can read this high-low here with an over and a flat. Getting somebody into the flat area where these guys are finishing, to me, always is a benefit because now it can become a man beater here, and then it can become a zone beater if we've got to attack the flat defender there. But a great play here by Brock to just create and find a throw and move the chains. Okay, a little impatient here by Brock. I thought they're going to run, looks like a curl. Maybe it's an in. Again, sometimes the definition of these routes confuse me a little bit on exactly what they're doing. But you come out here, okay, we got a soft corner here. We're going to read that outside linebacker. As long as he moves out, just be ready to rip this right here. And there's the throw. Okay, so again, it's hard to tell if he's running an in or a curl because he's kind of, working back in this way as opposed to working back this way. But either way, I think there's a window there. But Brock, a little bit impatient here, which getting a lot of pressure in this game. Good finding a positive check down. Christian making a play right there. But thought they had an opportunity on the curl, if that's what it is. Because sometimes you will see the 49ers kind of run ends on both sides, attacking the middle. You don't see a lot of teams do that, especially from tighter alignments. So I'm going to guess the one down here is a curl, but not really sure. Had an opportunity. This becomes another dump off there. And I show those opportunities because I think against the Seattle defense, you've got to be able to take the opportunities that you get. You're not going to get a lot of them down the field, so you got to try to get the chunk plays. They don't let you work the ball down the field very often. Okay, I like this right here. We're going to do a little switch release pylon concept. He's going to go to the back pylon, switch release. He's going to come out on the deep out of the corner. Christian's going to get to the flats. We're going to get a nice little flood concept off the flat defender. Okay, so we're going to read the outside defender. If he falls off, shot at this. If he carries, now we get our high-low over here off of this defender. That defender is 2 yards from the hash. So I like the decision right here by Brock. He just misses going up over the top And again, another missed opportunity on the chunk throw. One time he passed it up. This time he just misses the up and over a little bit too high there for Jennings. All right, so another tough one here. We're going to run what looks to me like, okay, a little skinny post here. And then what I call a spin concept or a whirl concept here. So he's going to come out like he's running a hook route here, and then he's going to turn and go on the wheel is what this appears to me. And then we're going to run Christian over here. So we're going to try to draw the underneath coverage down and see if we can get this whirl route down the sideline. But I always like to say that we always want to come out and peek this first. You never know how this other stuff is going to happen. So always want to go through your progressions and see that little skinny post or in route there. You're really trying to grab the corner, but more importantly, if it's open, we want to take it just because we don't know what's going to happen on this whirl route. So as we come back here, love to see Brock ready. And you see how he's still dropping, right? You see how he's still dropping? He's not even really looking, in my opinion, to consider this. There's a throw right there, right? Just come out and stay with your reads. Don't assume what's going to happen. And again, I don't know what Brock's being told here. I'm just telling you guys, coaches, quarterbacks out there, have a progression. Have an idea of what's going on here, okay? So let's just walk through this, okay? So I have this skinny post because I've got an off-cover safety, whoever that is over there, okay? I got two underneath linebackers right here, okay? So if I'm going to come out and I know I'm going to get the post off of that safety that's back there, okay, who's the guy that can stop this? Okay, it's this guy right here, right? He gets depth. He stops it. Great. Once he stops it, what does that mean? That means this linebacker, the second linebacker, is responsible for both the whirl and the swing. So I'm going to read the post first because if that inside linebacker wants to push to cover the whirl or the swing, boom, I got to take advantage of the post. He wants to stay inside and cover the post. Now I get 2-on-1 on the outside. So understanding the areas of conflict, right? So this linebacker starts to move that direction because Christian goes that direction. He opens up the window right there. There's another opportunity right there. We're just not ready. We're not looking for it. I don't know if they're taught, hey, that's an option 1, and then you go to 2. It looks like Brock is just waiting to see if I get the whirl right there. Then I get pressure. I have to dump it off to Christian, and there's guys there because they voided that little skinny area in which they had an opportunity to make a play. So as you can see already, some opportunities for San Francisco in this game already that they missed. Okay? They run this route a couple times, and I'm not really sure what we're doing up here. So it's, I don't know, kind of a little influence post down the middle, and then it looks like a curl, and then as if he's going to spin to the outside. Okay, back here it's a 7-stop, which I like, with a flat and a hook. So we have a nice little triangle. So if I get off coverage right here, I can read the underneath linebacker, high-low on the 7-stop to the inside, like that concept. Not really sure what we're doing up top or what that would really be for. Not sure, okay? And so Brock comes out to that side. And so, like, okay, if this is a curl, maybe where we're going to read this guy and if he stays tucked inside. But you see as he comes out there, you see how Pearsall is ready to spin to the outside. So I'm not really sure when Brock goes and looks there, I mean, what we think is going to happen with this guy sitting hard outside of him. Do we think that guy's going to jump the in and then we're going to get the spin over there? Again, not really sure what we're looking to get on the front side. I like this down here much better. Okay, if we can get this guy out a little faster and clear this, there's a shot at the 7-stop here, and then work down to your check down. So I like that little triangle right there. Brock always does a really good job of working his check downs, but it gets stuck to the front side a little bit too long for me based on what I'm seeing from the concept, but I don't really know what we're actually trying to get on the concept just as a whole. Okay, so it looks like a very similar concept to the top. Okay, so we've got the 7 stop. Boom, boom. 7 stop. We got flat. We got hook. So again, like that concept anytime we get corner off. Why anytime he gets corner off? Because we get corner off, that means we're going to have leverage on the 7 stop, probably to that side. And then depending on how they rotate this, okay, so you see this safety's coming down here. So I'm going to have the 7 stop off of him. Then I've got a flat coming over here. So flat defender, if he goes and takes that flat, he helps to open up the one inside. And then I get this, so we get 3 basically guys working these underneath zones against 2. So if he reads over there, you see what we got, okay? Now he starts to fade the other direction, but this guy goes wide, okay? Everything comes off of this guy. He stays stuck inside, you're going to have a 7 stop. Or he stays with depth, you can have the check down, okay? Here's one thing that I always have a problem with when we're running choice route. So it looks like they're running a choice route right here, and Brock goes to this side. And then they put the skinny post on right here. So the problem becomes is if we don't win on the choice route, which we don't right here, I've got nothing to this side, okay? And so maybe they're saying, okay, check the choice. You don't have it. Try to come back here to the 7 stop with the timing. Okay, I can buy that. It's just, again, for me, it's always tough to go from one side of the field back to a concept on the other side of the field because Brock's reading over here to the right-hand side. He's looking at bodies. Now you're telling him bounce back to the left-hand side and recognize what these guys are doing really, really quickly. Not always an easy thing to do, but obviously some plays are going to have that. I just don't like it when we go choice. Hey, we're expecting our choice runner to win. He doesn't win, and I have nothing else on this side of the football. So now I'm kind of playing blind and trying to find something, and this was really the theme all night, right? He's here. He doesn't have his first one. Now he's just buying time. He's running around. And again, nice job. Find the late check down to the backside. So getting completions, getting positive plays, but just a tough process when you don't have your number one and then you got nothing on that side of the ball. Okay, just a great throw right here. And so here's what I'm talking about with this. We're going to go here, and he's almost wrapping it in here. And then they're going to run another one, and they have double ends going here. They've got a return route coming there. So we have nothing that really directly influences this guy. But because of the pressure here, we're going to have a high-low eventually off of this guy. And just a great throw here by Brock, right? We got a free hitter coming off the left-hand side. Boom. Great up and over, but doesn't even really have another quick throw with this coming this direction. So maybe it should have been picked up. The protection should have been picked up here. We got a puller to go out here and him to go there. They both kind of go to the inside guy, leaving the outside guy, but just a great throw right here because you see not a whole lot happening. There's bodies there to cover everything. It's just a great up and over throw. Probably going to be stuck coming to this if we have time to get back to this under here. Man, just a good, really good ball up and over. Tough throw, not a lot there. Not a lot of guys make that throw. Okay, so now we're coming back with the Poco concept. Post, corner, swing over here. Love this concept. Especially love it against quarters. Okay, so we get a quarters type look, but look at the hand right here. He's pointing. Okay, be ready. Be ready for what's ever coming out. He's coming out. Be ready for it. Pass it off. Great job by Seattle right there to pass off that corner post. Lucky that this guy decided to fall off under this, giving you the flat. Another good read here by Brock. So we're getting completions. We're getting positive yards. Amazing with all the opportunities that they've had in this game up to this point that they only ultimately scored 6 points. There's a lot of positive plays, even if they're checkdowns. But that's what you got to do. You can't force the ones down the field. When you get them, you got to hit them. Otherwise, you're getting completions. You're staying ahead of the chains. Just a miss right here. So again, not really sure what this front side combination is. We've got clear out. Looks like we're pushing up here and going to run an in maybe, and then a swing. But we've also got the in down here with the shallow to this side. So I love the high-low aspect back here that they try to hit. Brock seems to be looking left. There's a throw. He hesitates a little bit on the throw. Now he's out in front. Another missed opportunity right there. Freesall tries to come up with it, but it hits the ground. But again, you see another nice concept, nice opportunity for a chunk throw here. Put him down close to the red zone. Just missed again. All right. So once again, kind of a tough concept here because we have nothing coming underneath this. And that's always kind of interesting to me is why teams do that. Like, I don't know what we expect to have happen with this guy. If we're not going to ever threaten him into the flat, he's going to drop and cover the corner route there. Now, if we had something underneath, now we put pressure on him here. And I don't know. Again, maybe this back. Yeah, I mean, making a play fake and everything, I don't think they can really expect him to come there. But he's trying to work back to this side. But we need that flat control right now if this becomes our main aspect so we can get a high-low over here to this side. We don't get that right there. Brock has to take off and run again. But if we can get that flat, we can get that back to go right here right now. Now we got an opportunity to high-low, get this ball out quick. These guys are getting here so late on their checkdowns that not able to get the throws and let it go. Maybe a shot up to the top on this in route or high-low right here if he's got time to be able to make that throw or get a completion right there. Nice job running, picking up the first down, making another play with his feet. Okay, so again, I'm just a little bit confused. I'm not like a vertical, a post, maybe, just kind of running down the middle of the field. And then we're going to have a return route here, and then we're going to have a drag right here. So they're all kind of going into each other. This, I think he gets jammed. I think he's running another 7-stop with a swing over here. But it's just really hard to tell exactly what we're trying to do, what we're trying to attack here with this. I'm not sure what's going on here. Again, maybe he's supposed to run some sort of in. I don't know. He gets jammed. But again, it's just, to me, I'm looking at it from Brock Purdy's perspective a lot in this game and going, okay, what am I supposed to hit here? What is available to me on a lot of these? And there's really not a lot available right here. Again, got to create, got to run around, got to try to make a play, and just nothing available for him. Thought I saw somewhere where he ran like 400 yards in this game trying to create for his guys. Okay, so here's another one. Looking left. I don't know. You tell me. Looking left, trying to find something, and I don't know what. I'm not sure what we're doing here. So this one ends up being like a comeback here. I don't know why we go wide and outside here. Like, go inside, let him go outside, okay? Clear this through, keep these bodies out here. Says, if Brock, he's going left, I mean, this is what you see. Even if you want to throw this one-on-one comeback here, you've got Juwan Jennings being jammed up to the outside right here. Now all of a sudden I got pressure. I got these guys leaking out late. once again, running for my life based off of the details of what, again, I don't know what we're trying to do there, but I don't know where Brock's supposed to throw it if he goes to that side. Wouldn't mind him coming back here to the one-on-one. Granted, doesn't win back over here either, so just nothing happening there. Good job buying some time, and he makes a great throw right here. I mean, this is kind of crazy. He turns and throws this here with all these bodies, but Jennings separates, get a nice little completion for a first down. But, man, we're making this game really, really hard with just some of the concepts and some of our spacing. And maybe it's not supposed to be like that. I would hope it's not supposed to be like that. But receivers, whether it's getting jammed or releasing the wrong way, is really making it really hard on Brock Purdy. Here they get into a fourth down situation. And again, they press man. I mean, these two guys running into each other here, getting jammed, getting covered. A couple guys sitting in here on the back. Like, it's a fourth down situation. I mean, what are you doing here? And then here comes the pressure, quick pressure anyways, but he's looking to throw it to something over here. These two guys are banging into each other. And once again, Brock's got to try to get out of there, but the pressure's too quick and right on top of him and just nowhere for him to go. It's tough. It's just tough. And we give credit to Seattle's defense, which we will. They're good. They do a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of bad stuff to me going on with the 49ers and their spacing and timing here. Okay, so come back with a little play action right here. Always a good play. We're going to run a post. It's pushed inside, but we're going to run it in. And then we're going to work our checkdowns from there. Okay. So we come off of this right here. Nice step up. Okay. But again, I'd love to see him get back and get a drop. Like, get a drop, get set. He just keeps fading, and now he's darting. Just get set back here, set up, and now just step up. Like, he steps up hard, but he gets kind of out of whack. Here's another big throw opportunity right here if he's kind of stepping up in the pocket. I know there's pressure around him, but by continuing to drop back, okay, so the ball is on the 31 right here, and he continues to drop. So his drop is about 11 yards, a little more than 11 yards when he plants that foot. And that's a long way. That's a big edge for these defensive ends to come around. So we want to get to like 9 yards. Okay, so he's at 9 yards. He's right in here. We've got a chance to push these guys by, step up, and you got a big opportunity down the field that we miss once again. Another nice job finding a check down. I'll take it, take those positive yards, but man, when you get big opportunities against this Seattle defense, you got to hit them. And they just haven't done that enough this year. They hit like 6 of them in their first game, and they ended up winning. And a number of them led to touchdowns or scoring. Only had a couple in the second one. They didn't score any points, and not very many in this one. And again, spacing. Okay. Right here, so we're going to run some sort of go route here on the bottom, which is tough. But up on the top, we're going here, and then we've got a little in here. But watch how these guys stack each other. And then we can't really get to this because this is, once again, a return. So we got to wait for that to come open. So we've got this little vertical here with safety help. Not really a fan of that. So you want to try to work back to the other side and to the double ends. Okay, and then again, you see the spacing and how tight these guys are to each other right there when they're breaking. I mean, like, those guys are on top of each other. You're not creating any separation there for your quarterback. So now he's coming over here. And then Christian's also got a return route here. So it's hard to get to those checkdowns when they have to run out and then all the way back in, instead of just getting to their spot right now. So now has to take off, running again. I mean, he's running on every play. And again, I don't understand. Like, what would you do, Kurt? Okay, I'm going to seam this guy inside and have him run his in this way. I'm going to burst this guy outside a little further so we can create some spacing. I'm going to put this guy on a hook as opposed to a return because I want to try to grab that hook defender, and it makes it available for the quarterback much quicker when he just gets there if they drop with depth. But I'm trying to create the separation between those two ends. He looks like he's going to go outside that linebacker, but he jams him right there, and right there just messes up everything on the front side and gives you really no chance. Okay, so here we're coming back to that same concept we saw before. 7 stop. I don't know, something right here in the middle. And then this little in return, curl return. And so we lose our protectors here because they're both blocking. Our tight end and our back are blocking. So once again, where are we going with this football? If we don't get those guys out, what are our options? We don't have this because we got 2 bodies there. Body under here. Got nowhere to go with this against the pressure. Just tough right here. Don't really have a one-on-one outside route. No spacing. So again, pressure on Brock. He's got to run around, try to create, and then just try to throw it up. It's another 4th down situation, obviously later in the game, and they got to go for it. It just becomes another throw up and prayer and hope it's answered. Okay. It's good to the check down right here, but always like to outside release, out, stick. Always want to read this one first. Okay, so come out, boom, there, take it. He's already back to the inside, and it happens so often. I've talked about it before. When these guys run their routes at exactly the same depth, it's hard for a quarterback to read 1 to 2, right? Because they're breaking at the same time. So I don't want to be late on the inside stick. So many quarterbacks just go right inside. Okay, so that's what Brock's doing. He's going right inside when the throw is actually this one out here, but he's going right inside. Now, great reaction. Don't have the stick. Get right to your check down. Boom. Good. I like it. Let's move the chains. I like that part of it, but I'd like to see this guy just go right now. So he goes right now. It gives us that separation. If this guy turns and runs, now we have time to read the flat and get to the stick and then get to our check down instead of having to guess which one's going to be open. And then if you guess wrong, the outside one is the one you probably want to be throwing. But again, well done. Always know where your check down is. Get back down to your check down, something that Brock, as I've said a couple times, does really well. Okay, so pure progression plays. One of the pure progression plays that's most common in the league. Okay, do this, a hook, and then a swing right here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how teams read this. Okay, as you know, I don't like pure progression, but for me, I come out here and I know right off the bat that this one's dead. Okay, so I'm not throwing that because the corner's out there. Okay, if you want to peek this real quick, you can to see if you have it, but the whole key is I need to get back to this side really quickly. Why, Kurt? Why do I need to get back to this side? Because what I know is Seattle only has 2 defenders to that side. Okay, they've got a guy sitting outside over here to take this away. They've got a guy to take that away. But we have a chance to get leverage on him and win on the out. So I have no problem if you want to peek that to see if you can win right off the bat. But what I know for sure is I have numbers over here. So I would love to say, forget it. I don't have the numbers or the look that I want over to that side. What's the look that I want? I really would like the corner down over here. Okay? Corner down, now I get a high-low on the corner, and I feel very good that I'm going to have a throw over there no matter what. I don't want to come over here and get stuck because this guy covers there, corner covers back, I don't have anything, and now I'm late getting back to the front side. So if I come back to the front side, what am I going to do? I'm going to read this guy first. He stays tucked inside, okay? Now, I got one guy to cover these 2 on the outside. So if I'm back here quick, okay, I'm throwing it to this back right now because this guy holds it off. Then I'm right to this guy. He stays inside. I'm kicking it to my back. But you realize in a progression, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to get all the way back here to number 5 right off the bat. If you read to this side first, it would be more 1, 2, 3 type of situation where I feel like I can get to 3, hard to get to 5, right? Here he's trying. Boom, he tries to get there, and that's about it. He gets to 3, and now he's moving and shaking, sack, fumble, turnover right here when it's all about the numbers. Okay? Now, you could say he's got that one there. I can live with that. Take it if it's there. But just going through this pure progression where if you go to the right, you really only have one option right there. So you want to take it. I know I got numbers down here. I love it where I can tell my quarterback, hey, you can alert the guy circled. If you think you have it, go there and hit him. If you don't think you have it, come back to your numbers. Again, 1, 2, 3 against 1, 2 defenders. I've got numbers over here, and that's what I'm playing for. And again, I just kind of want to show people this because we continue to hear how difficult coverages are in the National Football League. And I don't agree with that. I do believe there are times, there are things that teams do that make it a little bit harder, especially third down situations. But this is easy to see. It's a cover 4 shell. They've got 3 guys underneath. That's easy. Okay, so what's my best option? Is my best option 2 outs over here with 2 guys? Or is my best option 3 guys here against 2 underneath? My best option is down here where I know within the 3-man progression, I'm going to have somebody open on this particular play. Okay, and so we just end with that because of just kind of the pure progression idea. But you kind of see in this game, there were a lot of opportunities that they didn't hit. There were a lot of plays where it was hard to really know what they were doing and creating the spacing. And you don't create good spacing. You don't take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. You're going to get beat down by this really good Seattle defense. But it shows there's opportunities to be had against this defense. If you're on it, you create good spacing, timing, you know exactly what you're seeing, and you get the ball out of your hands.